Oh, replays, replays, replays. Oh, I do love it when other people send me replays of their games because I just love it. I love seeing how other people play Blitz. And I love sharing their replays with everybody else. So if you've got some really good replays that you'd like to send me, please do so at fugitsblitz@gmail.com. Also, check me out on Facebook. So, without further ado, let's see some other people's replays. Before we go any further, I just want to point out this channel isn't just about me, it's about you, the players. So, guys, really, please send me those replays. And I'm really chuffed this week because loads of you sent me replays, and I've had to do a part 2 because I've had so many. And the first willing victim to show us his replay is SvennyBoy2 from FTC3 clan, part of the FTC clan family. And whilst he's not in the same clan as me, he's in the same family, so we're really good mates. SvennyBoy has decided to go out in the Tier 7 Russian Heavy, the IS-2 1945, which is a premium tank, so you have to buy it. Now, I did a recent video on this tank where I said I was quite disappointed in it, mainly because of the reload time, the aim time, and the pen values. However, I also said in that video that in expert hands, this is a really good tank, and it is. It is a damage machine once you know its limitations and if you play it correctly. So, SvennyBoy here is getting a bit of a pummeling. That's normal with the IS-2, but as you can see, he's not doing too badly. He's decided that staying on the base isn't really a good idea. Tiger One's going to come around the corner. What can SvennyBoy do? And just to emphasize the point, it's a damage machine. He ammo racks him for a full 1,266 damage. I mean, wow. Okay, you could say you got lucky because it was ammo rack, but no, I mean, when you play this tank correctly, it really is a damage monster, to be fair. And it really does dish out a lot of harm. I mean, poor old AMX is going to be rolled for 420 damage. I mean, it is a good tank, guys, in the right hands. This is not a tank for inexperienced or new players, however. It really isn't. But SvennyBoy here is having a whale of a time. I mean, so far he's taken 2,000 damage off the enemy team. I mean, this tank does have the ability to really put out a lot of pain. I mean, this poor VK, he's back in the garage, and SvennyBoy doesn't even go into sniper mode. He's that confident that he's going to hit. And that's one of the things about this tank. If you take it out of sniper mode, chances are you're going to be about another 432. And again, not in sniper mode. And this tank is good. It really is. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know I sort of pummeled it a little bit in my video, but the video is aimed for newish, inexperienced players. And this, as I say, really isn't a tank for those people. You really need to know how to play it. And SvennyBoy, okay, he's down to 36 hit points, but look at him move around here and bounce all these shots. He's now almost at 3,000 damaged. He's bounced 480. There's 2 tanks left. The team itself is in a good position. Okay, SvennyBoy's only got 36 hit points left, but he gets another high roll of 400 on the IS. Now he's got to wait for that big reload time. Yes, he has. But because he knows its limitations, he knows that it's better to try and get into cover, wait for the reload. Okay, he missed that one. He's going in for the kill. He gets a really good bounce there of almost 300. He desperately wants that reload time to come up so he can take out this IS. And the IS pips him to the post, which is a shame. I mean, he's done 3,400 damage. He's bounced 760. I mean, that's a good rollout in this tank. It really is. He's taken 3 kills. And he's been on the front line from the word go, realistically. He's played the tank as it should be played. Okay, he didn't survive the battle. But he's caused so much damage, he's allowed the team to win. And that's the good thing about this tank. Unfortunately, he only gets a second class, probably because he didn't survive. But wow, what a rollout. 3,400 damage, top tank, 3 kills. really good turnout for Svenny Boy there, and I'd like to thank Svenny Boy for giving us that replay. It shows that you can play this tank really well, if you understand its limitations, which clearly Svenny Boy 2 does. Next up, we've got a regular contributor, a good friend of mine, Harrier77 from NX6. He's decided to go out in the Tier 7 German Heavy, the ubiquitous Tiger 1, and he's decided to put on it the funky Gamescom camouflage, which really looks nice on this tank. I was surprised. Now, to be fair, I absolutely love this tank. I love the Tiger 1. Okay, its DPM is average, its damage is average, but it's got really good penetration at over 200. And the reload time is under 6 seconds, and the aim time is under 3 seconds. For a tier heavy, that's really good. And, you know, okay, everybody takes out the Tiger 1 because it's a Tiger 1. But a lot of people underestimate this tank. I mean, it's got good armor if you play it the right way and you angle it correctly, as Harrier77 shows here. I mean, he's just bounced 200 off that KV-13. And, you know, if you angle it well, you can do well here. And he's getting really high alpha rolls. Okay, he's done, what, 670 damage already. He's bounced 200, and he's got into the thick of things. And, you know, this is how you play the Tiger 1. Don't be shy. But at the same time, don't take unnecessary risk. I mean, it's got vulnerabilities. Every tank in Blitz has vulnerabilities. And if you know what the vulnerabilities are in a tank, then as Bushkas quite rightly says, and as people keep pointing out to me, play the tank, not the class. Now, Harrier77 is going to try and get some shots in on this Howl thing, because everybody wants to get shots on a Howl thing. He does pretty well, but he knows it's time to move. He knows he can't just sit there and take pop shots at it all day. Now, one of the downsides for all German tanks is that German tanks have their transmission right at the front, and the very lower glacis plate is very weak, generally. So if you get a well-aimed shot, 9 times out of 10, you're going to set the engine on fire, although, strictly speaking, it's not the engine, it's actually the gearbox. But he doesn't have an automatic extinguisher, so he has to use a repair kit, and the SU-152 decides to show his side. Always a bad move if you do that, because you got really weak armor in an SU, and Harrier77 takes no time in punishing him. Next up, we've got the VK-45. Well, again, if you're going to show your posterior to a Tiger 1, you're going to get wasted. It's as simple as that. And Harrier77 is taking the maximum advantage out of the enemy, keep turning his back tides to him. He's just being I mean, look, that 275 damage roll, I mean, that's obscene. And, okay, that wouldn't even go in. But so far, most tanks have either shown their backsides or their sides to Harrier. And I don't blame him for taking advantage. Now there's just two left. There's a Howl thing and there's a BP. And the Howl thing decides it's better to show my arse to Tiger 1. A lot of people can say, yeah, okay, Harrier77 has been looking here because the opposing team hasn't been exactly brilliant. But no, he's taken advantage of a situation as presented to him. And this is what happens in gameplay. Oh, and there's the Black Prince. By far, it's an OP tank. We know this. Everybody knows this. And it's more dangerous than the Howl thing, realistically, especially when the Howl thing's only got, you know, a few hit points left. So, Harrier77, what can he do? Oh, here we go. Right up the backside again. And now he's got 3 kills. I think all 3 kills so far have been up the backside. Oh, nice bounce there from the Black Prince. And a good roll of 200. This is a dangerous tank. Make no bones about it. I mean, the reload on this is obscene, and it's got the ability to dish out a lot of damage quickly. And Harry is trying to angle up, but he doesn't need to, because there you go, it's all over. And I think that's the only tank that Harry has destroyed that didn't show its rear end to him. So it was a really good run by Harrier77. I mean, this is how you play a Tiger 1, and he's been awarded a mastery for it. I mean, he's done 3,000 damage. He's been in the thick of action. He's the top tank. He's taken 4 kills. I mean, that's a really good game by Harrier77. And, you know, I think it just shows what you can do in a Tiger 1. And I'd like to thank Harrier77 for sharing that replay with us. And sticking with the Tiger theme, here we have another FTC clan family member, this time Random S from FTC4 clan, rolling out in the Tiger P. This is another tank that a lot of people say is OP. It's got similar stats to the Tiger 1, although its armor is a little bit different. And again, it's a really nice tier 7 heavy German tank. And the good thing about this tank is, I mean, look at this aim time and look at this accuracy. It's really good, just like the Tiger one. It's the same gun because it's the same turret. In real life, this was the Porsche version of the Tiger, which never made it into production and ended up becoming the Ferdinand Elephant tank destroyer, which we all know and love. And thankfully, Blitz decided not to emulate the real life here, because if it did, then this tank would be broken down more times than it would be rolling out. In real life, this tank had a really weird sort of suspension, engine, transmission, gearbox arrangement, which was really complex, hence the reason why it broke down a lot. But the one thing that it did have as an advantage was its armor, especially in the lower hull. You can see here in the Blitz version, it's got this funky sort of angled armor, which was incredibly good. Now, it still had the big, derpy 88 German gun. And as you can see here, okay, he's just going to keep tracking this IS-3, bless him. And, you know, you're getting some good rolls with this little tank. And he's already bounced 400, which is nice. And he's already done over 1,000 damage, which is also nice. And now he's going to go nose-to-nose with an IS-3. A lot of people may turn around and think, well, that's a bit daft. But, well, you know, Random S thinks he can do it, and why not? You know, concentrate on a dangerous tank. The IS-3 is a dangerous tank. With this reload, and with this aim time, and with this accuracy, you'd be mad not to take it. Now he's bounced, what, 800? Wow, that's a lot of bounce. And for his troubles, he finally gets rid of the IS-3, which is a really dangerous opponent. Now he's on the move for more targets. You know, this is the thing about a Tiger, and a Tiger P at that. I mean, the Tiger P is a dangerous tank. And a lot of people underestimate it because they think it's the poor cousin of the Tiger. And it's not. Now he's going to get nose-to-nose, up close and personal with an AMX AC, and he's going to angle himself so the AMX can't fire back, and he's just going to keep putting red hot AP into him until he's gone. Now he's bounced 1,000. I mean, that's obscene. Now it's Tiger against Tiger. Porsche Tiger against Henschel Tiger. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he gets a little bit of help from his teammate there. But, I mean, this is how you brawl in a Tiger. Take it out of sniper mode and just keep ploughing that AP in there. And the Tiger P comes out on top against the proper production Tiger 1. Which, if you believe what you read, would have happened in real life as well. The Porsche Tiger was so much better than the Henschel Tiger. But it was also a lot more complex. Anyway, that's history. This is not a game simulation. This is Blitz. And Random S has done really well so far. He's caused just shy of 3,000 damage. He's got 2 kills and he's bounced 1,245. Unfortunately, somebody else decides to take out the T-29, so he can't get there in time to get a 3rd kill. But hey, what a roll! And except the Panther, which was the first tank that Random S decided to engage, everything else, he effectively brawled his way through it. He was a bully on the battlefield, which is exactly what a heavy tank should be doing. And if you know how to angle it, and you know how to get these bounces, boy, these Tigers, both the Tiger 1 and the Tiger P, are really dangerous. What a great game. And again, I'd like to thank Random S for sharing that with us. So, last out we have John T 2014 of EMRS Clan going out in one of the most recent editions, the Scavenger. Now this is a tier 5 medium and it's one of these collector's tanks. In fact, this is the one that the first 50 games that you won during the Mad Games, you get this tank. I'm not a massive fan of this tank. It's okay. Okay, it's not brilliant. It's got 2 guns. I think Jonty's got the lower of the 2, which it carries less damage, but it's got a better reload and a slightly better penetration value. But the main thing about this is if you stick the top gun in, then okay, you're going to have 250 top damage. But you've got a reload of almost 11 seconds, whereas this gun, you've got a reload of 7 seconds and damage of 160. So what you lose in damage, you make up for on rate of fire. But one nice thing about this tank is that turret. It's not exactly OP armor, but because it's round, it has the ability to bounce quite a lot. Okay, the sides and the back are pretty pants, but you know, the turret itself is okay. And if you, as you see there, I mean, you can penetrate a scavenger pretty easily if you hit it in the right place. But here, he bounces him because it was front on to that round turret. But Jonty 2014 understands this, which is why he's trying to keep this tank hull down. And as you can see, he's bouncing a few, he's not taking massive damage, and he's not dishing massive damage, but he's dishing what he can, when he can, and he's bouncing what he can. Now, he's already caused, what, shy of 400 damage, he's taken a tank out. Okay, he's almost lost half his hit points, but by keeping this scavenger hull down and just presenting that turret, he's giving the enemy a really difficult shot to take. And that scavenger's turned on, and you know, on the sides you can pen the turret, the armor profile changes, and you know, Jonty 2014 knows this. Now he's got an MT25, get an eye roll on that of 180, and these two tanks are in trouble. I mean, Jonty 2014 has got few hit points left, but doesn't matter, he's got more hit points than the two of them combined. He can now take them out willy-nilly. He's taken out the MT25, now I can take out the fellow scavenger, and he's got 3 kills. He's only done, what, shy of 900 damage. He's taken 160 bounces. He's lost half his hit points, but he's got 3 kills by playing the tank correctly. He's played it hull down. He's made sure that the strongest part of that turret is facing towards the enemy, and he's taken pop shots when he can. Okay, that, you know, he was unlucky there. The R44 decided to move, so he didn't get his 4th shot, but hey, maybe he can now. No, somebody else gets it for him. Not a problem. I mean, the scavenger's got a good turn of speed. You can get it up to 50 kilometers an hour. I mean, you'll see that in a minute from Jonty. He gets it up to, what, close to the top speed. He gets it up to 48, 49. And whilst this may not be my favorite tank, this may not be a tank that I stuck on my bucket list as one of those to get and one of the most enjoyable to play, let's not kid ourselves, guys. This is a free tank, effectively. All you had to do was win 50 games to get it. And I don't think that's impossible. I think most people manage to get this tank. Okay, most people struggle to get the Gravedigger, but this tank, I think virtually everybody's got this in their garage, whether they wanted it or not. Now we've just got the Panzer IVS. Yep, Jonty's going to take him this way. Bit of deception there. Oh, Panzer IVS decides to take the bait. Jonty reverses. He's playing with him. It's a Mexican standoff. What to do? Well, okay, here we go. Use the mobility. Get round. Let's see if the Panzer IVS presents his side. Yes, he does. This allows Jonty to put one into him. And I like the Panzer IVS. I think the Panzer IVS is a really nice little tank. And, you know, can he get him? Yes, he can. What a great run. 1,260 damage. Bounces 160. Gets 4 shots. What a great rollout. And look, a mastery in a scavenger. It's about time somebody got one. So I'd like to thank Jonty 2014 for sharing that replay with us. I mean, it was a real pleasure to watch somebody take a scavenger out and play it the way it's meant to be played. And because, like most people, I really love watching tanks getting obliterated from a single shot onto the ammo rack. Let's see Svenny Boy do that Tiger 1 again. Wow, it's just great. Guys, as I say always, this channel isn't always about me, it's about you too, the players, so please keep those replays rolling in. I will get them out there eventually, trust me on that. So, until the next time, have fun out there, guys, and happy tanking. Hey, I've been Fugit, and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.